Yeah, it's the DMV mess hall. Rally cap, tailgate Ted. Turn it up. This is the DMV mess hall. Time to get fed. Sports news served by Rally Captain and Ted. All BNG news, stories and rumors. Season with breaking news, big trades and humor. Tailgate Ted with high topic and scores. Rally Cap got the answers and so much more. They got all the statistics, all the facts, the inside scoop for me and for you. Rally Captain and Ted, catch them home or away. Go to DMV mess hall on YouTube and press play. Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know. YouTube.com, DMVMessHall.com. Turn it up. Grab a drink in the plate and go press play.
What's going on, Rally? How you doing, man?
Man, every time I hear this intro, bro, it gets me more even pumped up than I've ever been before. And so I am doing good. We had our first preseason game, and enough about me. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm staring outside right now. It is beautiful out there. Right? You just said it. We had our first preseason game. I got to see you out at the stadium. I got to run into a bunch of our listeners out at the stadium. Man, it was just such a fun weekend to be back watching the burgundy and gold in what is actually burgundy. All right. I was looking in my closet for what to wear to the game, and I pulled out my new jersey and I had it next to the old one, the old Commanders jersey. I'm thinking, man, we just got flat out lied to. What the hell was that thing?
Duped. We got duped. Crimson red or whatever they called it. And we tried to justify it. I mean, we bit that apple and there was no turning back. And so to everyone who said that we were wrong, okay, you'll hear it from me once. There you have it. That's enough.
Yeah, it sucked, man. I just feel bad because I still see so many fans in the stands that are rocking it. And I'm not telling people to go out and go buy new jerseys. It ain't cheap, right? And rock it for as long as you can. It is still valid. Yeah, amen. It's just, I don't know if you're going to win the Jersey Party Award on the boat that we talked about last week, if you're rocking that old thing. But hey, who knows? Maybe you will. Maybe you'll have something unique on yours that'll get you people's votes.
That's right. That'll stand out more so than anybody else. Who knows? Speaking of which, Ted, we are like 3 tickets from being sold out. So I am so happy about that, man. And no, this is not for anybody just to flood me and tell me it. No, because I'm sure by the time this is over with, those 3 people will have signed up by now. So I'm looking forward to, can you believe, close to 500 people on a boat with the same.
That is a lot of burgundy and gold Kool-Aid being drank on that boat, man. It's going to be fun.
Oh yeah, man. I cannot wait. It is going to be one of the best things going besides the rally that we'll be having. So I look forward to it. And hopefully bringing back a win. That's what we care about as well. You know, the rally is just one thing. The rally and the boat party is one thing, but bringing back a win would make it even much sweeter.
I mean, we're 0 for 2, bringing back dubs from overseas. So what they say, the third time's a charm, right? We gotta get it this time.
There you go. Yeah.
So talking about rallies, we teased it last week. I think you've got some more information on the home rally that's going to be going on for the Seahawks game.
That's right, man. So many people have said we're so happy that you are partnering up and doing home rallies, because we know that fans travel from out of state to the DC area and they get here, and we've heard, man, I was bummed when there was nothing to do. Well, we're going to change that. You know, the 3rd game of the season, hopefully we're 3-0 or 2-0, and we have a great rally at Ship Garden in Tyson's, or McLean rather. And guys, you know, it's right next to a metro, McLean Metro. It's free parking. And because there's a short walk from the parking lot to Ship Garden, they have a free shuttle that circles the parking lot and and picks people up. They have several shuttles that do this. So
Nice.
there's no excuse for anybody not to come patronize this. It's going to be free. And obviously, like all my rallies, they're free. If you want something to drink, you got to take care of that. And you want something to eat, which they have an extensive drink menu as well as an extensive uh, lunch menu and dinner menu. So you guys, we're going to have a great time. The music will be by Chuck B. We'll have several local artists as well. Master Chief will be singing some songs. DJ Mellow T, another gentleman, Andre Barnes. I mean, it's just going to be a great time, and we'll have some Commanders gear that we'll be passing out. I'm sorry, trinkets to pass out, and then we'll have some type of Commanders memorabilia to raffle off for the Red Cross. So I'm looking forward to it, and I cannot wait.
This place is massive, man. And I also see here that pet and child friendly. So
Yes.
I can see some people bringing out their dogs in some Commanders gear, man. This is going to be fun.
I love to see that as well. Definitely would. I mean, that's what it's all about. Now when we go to obviously when we go to and hold rallies at out of the town rallies, you can't bring your dogs and you can bring your kids, but this here is specifically child and pet friendly. So if you got a dog jersey or a cat jersey or a rabbit jersey, Commander's jersey, put it on it and bring it on out because we love to see it.
Yeah, the address is 7581 Colshire Drive, McLean, Virginia, 22102. It's a Ship Garten, Garten. So from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock on the 26th. So is this going to be the location for all of the home rallies, or are you going to kind of bounce around, or is that still in the process?
We are looking at the the first three games, and then we'll go from there and see how things go. But for right now, this is going to be home base.
Nice, man. Well, maybe kind of put this out there so we get some other bars that can kind of compete to fight different offers for all the Commanders fans that are going to be out there. Whoever gives the best bar special and has the best setup can try and
Well,
get
I
that done.
I don't know. I'm kind of contracted with for here, so
I, I
don't put
got
that
you.
in don't put that in people's mind, Ted.
So I also see that you're doing raffle tickets for the Red Cross again. So that's great. See, $5 each or $6 for 20. So
Yeah.
that's, do you know off the top, like roughly how much you guys raised last year with the rallies?
Last year, I want to say we raised roughly $4,000
That's
for the
awesome, man.
rally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking great. Just some people are doing and shoot, you've heard all the jokes. Has anyone given you a hard time for it being $5 and Jaden's gonna get pissed off about that or
Well, Subway stopped the $5 foot long, so they don't have a dog in the fight. But you know what? I've heard it, and it's so on one aspect, it's funny, and then on the other aspect, it's like, okay, guys, obviously there's nothing else going on in the news, and so you got to harp on this. All I care about is, hey, the first game against Philadelphia, put that $5 to use there and beat those guys. That's what I care about.
yeah, and, for those that you have to know what we're talking about. For those that don't know what we're talking about, and you've been stranded on a boat someplace with no internet access. Jayden Daniels' team sent a cease and desist to LSU for using his name, image, and likeness. And the internet obviously decides to blow that out of proportion, saying that Jayden is now copywriting number five, and nobody, not just LSU, but nobody can use number five. So there are some memes going out there. One is from the New York Mets. We stopped at four out of respect for Jayden Daniels when they beat the Nationals 4-1 the other night. Uh, Columbia football, they removed the 5 yard line out of respect for Jayden. Let's see here. Five Guys is now changing its name to Four Guys, so they don't want to piss off Jayden. Let's see here. The Commanders have 4 games past Jayden Daniels' bedtime in 2026. 8:15,
Dang.
8:20. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. This guy said the NBA is mandating 4-on-4 basketball to avoid unauthorized use of Jayden Daniels number five. I mean,
Mm.
having been someone that went viral for something that just did not want to end, and just kind of went super negative when you're just trying to do a good thing. It's obviously going to die eventually. There's going to be another news story, but
Hmm.
in our world, it's blown up. And I'd say in general, it's blown up. I'm watching, and I doubt that any of our listeners know, but it is the Major League Pickleball playoffs right now. And
Had no clue.
pickleball has a playoffs. And one of the team is called the New Jersey Fives. And the broadcast is on FS1. So they said, well, we're going to change our name to the New Jersey Fours, trying to pile on. I'm like, hey, no one's watching this other than me. So no one's going to get this joke that you guys are trying to say. But now I'm really rooting against those bastards. And I mean, I
Hilarious.
have zero problem with Jayden's team basically setting that cease and desist so LSU can't make money off of his picture, his image and likeness, because it was promised to him that five wasn't going to be used. And the fact that this kid, DJ Pickett, was recruited a year after Jayden won the Heisman, saying that you can wear number five, and then actually was not given to him. And it was only given to him after that coach that recruited him left. To me, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way about this entire thing, where the new coach, Lane Kiffin, came in, said, oh, okay, well, it was promised to him, so I'm just going to give it to him. Well, it was also promised to Jayden that nobody was going to get to wear five. And it was promised to Joe Burrow that nobody was going to wear nine. And oh, by the way, no one's worn nine since Burrow wore it. So I'm just kind of curious your thoughts on the whole thing.
Well, I tell you what I think. And being a business owner, I hate to say this, until it's in writing, it doesn't mean anything. Until you get a contract and says something like that, even though it's a handshake deal, I know. I don't know how many deals have flopped, and I got egg on my face because I thought it was a gentleman's bet or a gentleman's agreement or whatever have you, handshake, and so it didn't work out in my favor. So I've been burned. So now I get everything in writing. Um, I would suggest that moving forward, anyone else that has anything like that, get it in writing. The other thing is, even though the it was agreed with the older coach, the new coach came in and said, I mean, hey, that was between you guys. That's not between me and you. So, but I understand out of all of this how Jayden feels, and we're in a society where, let's face it, cash is king, and so people are still trying to make money off of him. Like, people have made money off of you, they've made money off of me, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And if I could say cease and desist or give me some extra money or whatever have you, then I would, but I don't have that luxury. He does. And so, hey, I say fight for your right and see where it goes, because, well, the saying goes, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. And if he didn't say anything at all and let it go, it wouldn't be an issue. But because he's standing up for himself, there's an issue. So I say, hey, man, do what you got to do. And if they can stop it, stop it. If they can't, then at some point in time, like Teddy Pendergrass said, you got to let it go.
Yeah. And I think a lot of fans are concerned because they're saying it's a distraction. I don't think this is a distraction of Jayden at all. This has been going on for quite some time behind the scenes. And it just came out recently that there's this issue and the cease and desist was sent out. Jayden tore up the Dolphins. He's been tearing up our defense in practice when all this has been going on. He's still getting out to camp at an ungodly hour. So that's not stopping him at all. And he actually came out with this statement the other day on his Instagram. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I have been locked in on training camp, and that's been my number one focus. I have a lot of gratitude for my time at LSU, and I'm proud of what my teammates and I accomplished there. Obviously, there are issues to be worked out between my team and LSU, and my hope is that it will get done privately. My sole personal focus is on Commanders football. I realize the business of football is unique, and I trust this can all be resolved. And I don't know what the official merchandise shop website is. I think this is saying that this is the official shop. And I am seeing Jayden Daniels merchandise for sale on the official shop. So his deal expired for them to be able to use his name, image, and likeness. So if he's saying he doesn't want them to be able to make money off of his name anymore, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Yeah,
Right. And it
because
reminds me, go ahead.
I was going to say, because if it was any of our listeners and their name was on something and they were not getting any type of funds from it, you'd be upset. So I think what they need to do is, okay, haha, the joke's funny. Like you said, it has a time period that it will go away. But anybody in their right mind would try to do the exact same thing or try to coop some funds from it. That's all.
Yeah. And I remember when people tried to make money off of Chief Z. Right.
Yeah.
And I went after Pro Image and a couple stores in the past that were selling Chief Z t-shirts. And he was getting no money from it at all. And it's different, right? Because Chief Z didn't have an NIL deal. Right? NIL is very, very new when it comes to just our world in general. And they're saying this kid would have left LSU if he didn't get number 5. Okay. From my standpoint, if this kid is that petty and he won't play for my college where he played the year prior in a different number, and you're saying he's going to transfer and hold them over the barrel because he's not getting number 5, then that shows me the character of that kid. And I'm not trying to knock him. I'm sure he's a good young man, whatever the hell you want to say. But that to me tells me all I need to know about him. And going back to making money off of someone where they're not getting any money from it, I started a GoFundMe for Chief when he had a hard time paying his rent and he was going to be evicted. So we were trying to go to these companies that were making money off of t-shirts with his image on them, saying, hey, you made all this money off of him. Can we get some of that to help pay his rent? Got the Heisman. I'm not going to say who I got it from, but got the Heisman from some of these stores. And
I believe it.
with that being said, the only thing I have a problem with is Jayden's team asking for the Heisman back. That request seemed kind of petty to me.
Did he
Right?
ask for it back, or is that just a rumor?
I
Because
mean,
I'm hearing he didn't ask for it back. That's just a rumor. But I mean, I don't know.
it's the replica of the Heisman. And the stuff that I saw said that his camp asked for it back. But who knows? Maybe you're right. But one LSU reporter, Matt Moscana, reported that Daniels representatives asked LSU to return the school's copy of his 23 Heisman.
Mm.
Now, a source close to Daniels' camp explicitly denied that he or his representatives ever asked LSU to send it back. So, who do you believe? Right? We live in a world of gray. I don't know, but from my perspective, all I care about is Jayden locked in on the season, and I have no doubt that he is. I mean, I know it's probably tougher for you to see from your end zone seats, but during the game, all you could tell easily who didn't dress for the game. All the players, Jayden, all the starters were dressed in the exact same thing. And when you had Hartman coming over, when you had Kaliak Manis coming over, he was with them looking at an iPad, right? Terry was with
Sure.
Antonio Williams looking at an iPad, right?
Yeah.
If guys weren't dialed in, you could easily see that. And you can tell that he is focused. So I don't think, from my perspective, this is going to draw any attention from the challenge in front of him, which might have just got a little bit tougher with some of the injuries that we faced after this last game.
Well, Ted, it's like this, man. People can multitask. When practice is over with and you're out to eat or you're doing whatever you're doing, you scroll the news and you see stuff. I always say to tell people that we're human. Before you are a football player, you're a human being. You have feelings, you have emotions, and you look at that stuff. But how much of it do you look at to let it bother you? That's a different story. It's no different than the fans from Philadelphia harping on you about the Hard Rock. You don't let it bother you, but at the same time, you know it. You know it. When people said that,
Oh, it's
hey,
funny at this point. Yeah.
yeah, when people said to me, "Hey, man, you're fleecing the fans," and I said, wait a minute, it bothered me. Now I didn't let it fester, but it bothered me to the point where I said, you know what, I need to say something because this ain't cool, you know. So I let it go, but I'm human like everybody else, and so he may always in the public eye say, "Nah, I'm not worried about it." But to a degree, I'm sure that he is. But you can multitask, and when it comes down to playing football and the cleats hit the grass, the green grass, that stuff is out of his mind.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about this at all, but it's to the point where you can't avoid it right now.
Hmm.
Something else is going to come up. There's going to be another news cycle. I mean, the Eagles fans, they never let anything die. I just take screenshots of all of the Eagles fans that start following me and then just repost it. Like I appreciate the followers. I need to get more followers
Yeah.
so I can, make some more money off my content. So hey, I wish that some of you guys that followed me were verified because that also was a kicker on the back
Hmm.
end. But I just think eventually it's going to die. But there are some fan bases, that never let it will. They'll never let it go away. But the Commanders fans, the Washington fans, you guys making fun of Jayden and bringing up his mom and this and that. What you guys don't understand is it's a business and he has people looking out for him that he
Hmm.
trusts at that point. I just bring up Clinton Portis, right? Clinton had a guy that he trusted, and all of a sudden that trust was misplaced and lost a lot of money, right? There are stories and stories of people
Yeah.
trusting agents and other people that they did
Hmm.
business with that they got fleeced.
Yeah.
And the fact that Jayden has people looking out for him, taking these things off of his plate, I wish we could all be that lucky to have people that have our back like they do. And I'm sorry if you're a Burgundy and Gold fan and you're bringing up the guy's mom, who is a legit agent and has actually done well to get certified to do this stuff, man, come up with another joke. Come up with something else to pick on or do, in my opinion.
Here's here's the irony of this. The same people that are talking bad about her will be the exact same people who will want to take a picture with her
Oh yeah.
at one of my rallies. So, you know,
She was actually out there at training camp for the joint practice and she had a bunch of goodie bags and was handing them out to fans. Right. And she didn't have to do that. There's no reason for her to do that. And she wasn't handing out Jayden jerseys and stuff like that. She was just handing out Commanders gear to some different fans out there. And I thought that that was
hmm,
freaking awesome.
yeah.
So, and I get the sports junkies, they're friends of mine, they make jokes and this and that, but everyone else is kind of piling on the memes, right? I don't know. I don't want to say get a life because obviously we focus on the Commanders and talk about all this stuff, but after a while, it just gets old. But what doesn't get old is getting a chance to watch our boys in person. So I saw you out there walking around with the family. I walked around the lower bowl. I got in early because I don't tailgate for preseason. It was just me, a bucket of Popeyes, and just kind of hanging out, smoking a cigar, and just shooting the S with some people walking by and talking to listeners. Did you
Hmm.
notice anything new around the bowl when you walked around?
Well, not really because I was on a mission.
Yeah,
And
there you
so
were.
when you're on a mission, you don't really have the time to, as you say, just gallivant and just take it all in. So uh, if there was something that was new, I missed it because I was laser focused on trying to take care of the business that I had to take care of. So, but what did you notice, man?
I didn't see a ton of new active. I saw new vendors for concessions.
Okay.
Guy Fieri's place is gone, which I really okay. It was a chicken tender joint that had a bunch of sauces. It was okay to me. There was nothing special about it. I did see some new drink stands and some other spots, so that to me was kind of cool. As regards to the field itself, saw the new end zone. I don't know if they're going to add more to it, but I thought it looked clean where it just said Commanders in the end zone and got rid of the two bars that were over top. It looked better. Like your shirt right now has those two bars above Commanders. This just said Commanders and kind of like the old script there.
Gotcha.
One thing that did get a lot of people's attention was the fight song. Did you hear it when it first happened?
I did, and I said, "Oh, okay, Braves on the warpath." That was very, very interesting because so many times when you try to sing that song and you try to slide that other verbiage in there, It's like that don't work. So they went back kind of old school, and you know, everyone keeps saying it, and so I'll bring it up. I'll be the first one to bring it up on our show. Yes, it's very close to the original, but it's not going back to the original. We're not going back. And if by chance, for some reason, we do go back to skins, hey, I'll be the first to say that I'm sorry and I apologize. But right now, ownership has said we ain't going back, but they are right there on the line, bro. I mean, we are so close, and it's a tease. Maybe they're greasing the skids, Ted. Who knows? For something to change in 10 years from now or something. I don't know.
I hear
But
you. It ain't
yeah,
coming back. It ain't coming back, man. I know you're getting people's hopes up by saying that. It's just
no,
I
that's
was
that's yeah,
because you had fans in the stands that would sing the original song. Then you had some fans in the stands that had moved on and would try and sing the new song. And the words, I mean, we did a podcast about the words for the new song. They tried to get it to sound the same. It was just corny. So the fact that they brought that back is just great to hear. Instead of fight for our commanders, it
yeah,
sounded bad. It sounded like you're trying to fit a
yeah,
square peg into a round hole. We talked
yep,
about it. Just change the entire thing instead of trying to put these lyrics into this remix that no one wants.
yeah,
So
yeah.
instead, they went back to Braves on the Warpath, and I'm happy hearing it. And it was a nice surprise.
So do you think that Native Americans will get upset because we're saying Braves on the warpath?
So I don't think they will, but I
Okay,
also think that there is a portion of them that will get upset no matter what.
okay, I can
So
respect that.
I mean, you can't please everybody. That's also another reason why I don't think they're ever going to go back because it's not
Hmm.
about percentages. It's about the fact that there is no name that you can go to that's going to make everybody happy. If you go back to the old one, there's going to be people that didn't like the old one and are going to be pissed you went back to it. If you go to a completely new one, like the Braves or like the Warriors, there are going to be people that hate that too. And paying millions and millions of dollars to change it to something people are going to hate, why? What doesn't matter is if you win, no one's going to give a damn because in 2024, no one gave a damn what the hell we were called. All we cared about was we were
We
winning on
sure
the field.
didn't. That's right. And we've brought it up many a times. There was a vibe in the city, and so many people were sporting Commanders gear that you had never seen before. I mean, it was amazing. So we want to keep that vibe. We want to skip over 25 and go into 26 with that 24 vibe feeling.
Yeah, I think you have to understand the lows so you can appreciate the highs. I
We've had a
think,
lot of lows.
but I think so many fans thought that, okay, and DQ and Jeremy Reeves actually talked about this in an article, and I can't remember what article it was. I read so many articles on the team. And speaking of which, if you're a Washington Gold member, you now get 50% off of the Athletic. If anyone ever wanted to sign up for an Athletic membership, you got a lot of good writers over there that talk and write about the Commanders. But DQ and Jamie Reeves talked about it in an article about how the team thought that they arrived. They thought that they were there after that 24 season, after being 4 quarters away from the Super Bowl. And
Mm,
you got brought back down to earth last year. And I got people fighting on my timeline about it and this and that. And to me, each NFL season is its own unique thing. And I just go
yeah.
back to 2007 when we were in Seattle and I'm hanging out and I'm actually down in the locker room area with the family after we had lost that playoff game in Seattle, thinking, damn, this is what it's going to feel like. I can't wait. We're going to be back here again. And fast forward, it took us a while back to get to the playoffs. So
2012, same. I mean, all these ups and downs, the ebbs and flow of football and life, you know, I'm ready to look it in the rearview mirror and get back on top.
in the one and dones, I'm tired of that happening. And I bring that up because we just saw Marcus go down. And here's
Hmm.
actually DQ talking about an update on Mariota's status.
Marcus was the one we wanted to find out more about. So he does have a right knee MCL sprain. That'll knock him out for the rest of the preseason. Optimistic that he'll be ready for the start of the regular season.
So Mariota took a hard hit on that pass that he threw. I want to say it was to Diami, was actually the only pass he completed. And I remember I'm just sitting there taking my notes in the game thinking, you got to be kidding me. Mariota's down. And he went down on the play after that. Right. No contact. And everyone kept talking about, oh, Mariota's down. No contact, no contact. No, he went down because of that freaking hit he took on that throw. I mean, he just got leveled right there in the pocket. It was a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch and first down, but he's obviously not going to be there. So you got a lot of fans that are saying, well, should Jayden play this weekend? Because traditionally in the second preseason game, since we only have 3 now, your starter would play typically first quarter going into the second quarter. Jayden didn't play last week. The only starters on offense that played were Brandon Coleman and Chris Paul. No one else starting played last week. So were you okay with the fact that other than those 2 guys, no one else was out there?
For the first game, I'm going to say yes. But at the same time, I think about everything that has been said prior to this and how, as you just brought up with Jeremy Reeves saying that they thought they had arrived, and obviously we haven't arrived. And I honestly believe, Ted, and our listeners, that the only way to get better at something is to do it. You got a new offensive coordinator. I'm not going to say defensive coordinator because we're talking about offense right now. Our starters need to play. And yes, they may have looked good in joint practice, and I get it. I understand. I get all that. But our focus is game 1 against the Eagles. And I don't want to hear any excuses on it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Meaning that if Jayden gets hurt, then you're going to say, well, why'd you play him in preseason? But if he doesn't play and then we sting up the joint, he stinks up the joint against Philadelphia, well, that's the whole reason why he should have been playing in preseason. So as a coach, you have to have a happy median, some shape, form, or fashion. I don't get paid the millions of dollars to figure it out. I'm just a fan who wants to see the best for the burgundy and gold. But I say you play for a series or 2 or whatever have you, and you pray to the football gods or to whoever you believe in that you can be injury free and do the best you can do to get better. Because ultimately, as we said with the name thing, people are not going to be happy. We have high hopes, and if you look rusty, I don't want to hear it. We as fans do not want to hear it. We've got 2 divisional games out the chute, right out the chute. And there's no room for, well, I thought we looked good. No, you need to look good. There's no thinking to it. You need to look good. I want them to look good. You want them to look good. The Burgundy and Gold family wants them to look good. And if, what they're saying as far as this could, depending on how this goes for Quinn, this could be his last year. I don't know. But what I do know is coaches get paid by wins. Contracts get extended for wins. And you said that you've been going harder in practice. Well, the best way to show what you've learned in practice is to put it on the field. And Detroit is still hungry, regardless if they beat us. Detroit is still hungry from last year, from 24. So they're going to be, if their starters play, I say our starters play. Don't give me no B team stuff. Give me A team. Give me Mr. T. That's what I need. I pity the fool type of attitude. Even though it's preseason, let those guys work up a sweat. Let them get in rhythm and say, now I see what you can do. I'm gonna pull you back. And hell, I'd even rather see McManus, Callum McManus play after Jayden. Don't even put Sam in.
I've seen everything I need to see from Hartman.
Yeah.
I'm
even
over,
put him in.
Yeah.
Put McManus in, Callum McManus in, and let him play because, well, You give me your thoughts on what you think about should Jayden
I
play or
gotcha.
not.
So my stance is going to be a little bit different, right? And I've been out at camp, and I've watched pretty much all the practices that have been open. I've watched all the full padded practices plus the joint practice. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to build my case. I watched the offensive plays that were called and the defensive plays that were called against the Dolphins, and you saw nothing compared to what they're calling in practice. I went back and watched the game, specifically around the offensive side, and you're not seeing the pre-snap motion. You're not seeing any of the razzle dazzle that we talked about that Blau has been putting in out at training camp because they don't want the Eagles to have any film or show anything for what we do or what we're going to do. So even if Jayden is out there against the Lions, you are still not going to see what we're planning on seeing in week one. So he's not getting a chance to practice that. It'll just be taking snaps from center, rolling back, and throwing and timing. You're also not game planning for your opponent, which is going to be completely different, right? It's preseason. You're just going through there and you're going through the motions. So from my perspective, and there are some like Chris Russell, who's a friend, the Rooster, love the guy, who say that joint practices don't matter. Well, I firmly disagree with him. And Nikki Javala, JP Finley, a bunch of others disagree with him as well. That to me, you see more in a joint practice because it's a controlled setting, a controlled environment, right? When you were training for your long bike race that you were doing, and you want to focus on hills and this and that, to me, you would set your trainer up so you're focusing on that specifically. You're not going to an area where you might just get a couple of hills and then it's just flat ground, right? And I say that because if you want to focus on third and longs or third in these scenarios, you're going to see more in a joint practice setting in that environment versus a preseason game that's going to be vanilla, where if someone gets close to Jayden, they're going to blow the ball dead and he can't get touched. So you know if the rush got there, you know if the rush affected him. But in a game where you got guys trying to make a name for themselves who won't blow the ball dead and could potentially take him out, and then our entire season is done, then no, I'm not okay with that happening for a meaningless game against the Detroit Lions, where we also have another joint practice against the Baltimore Ravens coming up the very next week.
We have a joint practice with the Ravens.
Yeah, there's another joint practice versus the Ravens coming up next week. So because of that,
I didn't know
knowing that we're going to get a chance to see these guys lining up mano a mano against them, right? And I was going to equate it to a pickleball analogy, but once again, we probably don't have a ton of players of people that listen that play. But I have a Titan ball. I have a pickleball machine that can shoot me 100 balls at 60 miles an hour. Right? I want to work on my two-handed backhand. So I just sit this thing up and I just go through the motions and just constantly go and work on my backhand. Right? If I'm in a game, if I'm playing for 3 hours that night, maybe I'll get 3 or 4 reps at that. Right? But if I can set this up for an hour, just hitting balls right at me, then I build that muscle memory. To me, that's what the joint practice is. Right? You're getting specific scenarios that you want to work on that you talk about with the other coach. And we saw what happened last year with him going down. The injury he had against the Seahawks when we're getting our ass kicked with his freaking elbow coming out. You got fans yelling and screaming, why was he in there? Why was he in there? He shouldn't have been in there. I'm going to say the exact same thing. Why is he in there against the Lions on that turf where it just means nothing? And what are we going to see because we're not actually calling our offense?
Okay. I wasn't aware that we had a joint practice against the Ravens. That gives me a little more. I can backpedal a little bit, just a little bit. I still believe that iron sharpens iron. I just do.
Agree.
And I think that once again, getting a different look from somebody in a different color jersey that's burgundy or not white will help you. So football is a game of inches. And so I think that anything that can help us, we need to do it.
The
That
old
that's
adage of if you want to get good at football, you have to play football. I think
yeah.
that's just the old way of thinking of things.
Okay.
I personally, right? The team would go to Carlisle and scrimmage the Steelers back in the day. Right. But these joint practices, to me, get rid of the third preseason game, do a joint practice, give us the 18th regular season game, and be done with it. Because I just think coaches get more out of it. And I understand fans being upset because they were there Friday night. You didn't see Terry, you didn't see Diggs, you didn't see Jayden, you didn't see Owe. Right. What you saw from Sonny Styles was disappointing. But what is important is when those games matter against the Eagles. And I got the
It,
chuckle out of you, which was it for? The Silas comment or what?
yeah, because he didn't look good. I mean, but it's to be expected, and this is the whole reason why you do the things that you do so that you can learn your keys. Being a linebacker, you got a lot of keys to key off of, if you will. And so I can remember playing when, if you saw a certain thing, you reacted this certain way because of that particular key, if you will. So he's it's to be expected. He's a rook, and everyone just expected him from that little short video clip that we saw him blowing Bill up out of the backfield that, oh, every play is going to be just like that. Well, no, every play is not going to be like that. But where he shined, he shined in coverage on a lot of
Yeah.
plays to where, maybe he didn't blow the guy up in the backfield. But once again, football is how many games? We've got a long way to go. And I know that they viewed that film and said, why did you do this? What made you do this? How about doing this instead? If you see this look again, or if the center comes across your face this way, or the guard or tackle comes across, do this, because he was out of position on a couple plays.
Yeah.
So
I went back.
Yeah.
So I went back and I watched the all 22, and
Mm-hmm.
you can type in Sonny Styles. So every single
Mm-hmm.
play he was on. Right. And what stood out to me was no Deron Payne, no Dietrich Wise, no Tim
Mm-hmm.
Settle, no Kinlaw, no Owe. That's what stood out to me, right? Because the guys in front of him were getting blown up. And if you're a linebacker and you got the guys in front of you getting blown up, it's harder for you to do your job.
Yeah.
So the fans that are getting on Sonny because they wanted to see him just, like you said, level Achan like he leveled Bill that first play. Keep in mind, that first play was a goal line scenario that the team had set up because they were working on goal line that day. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot easier to defend goal line because there's only so much room they can go. From my memory, the Dolphins muffed the kickoff return and they had the ball at like the 10 right down there, right in your end zone. So there are a lot of options for them to move. And a couple things I did notice was he took the wrong hole or he over pursued on a
Mm-hmm.
run. And that's just, guys, he's a rookie. Right? So just keep that in mind. This is his first time under the lights playing.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
not going to have jitters? Like, cut the kid some slack. But the fact that he was out there, I was frustrated to see that he only played one series, considering that series was 14 plays, 93 yards, and 7 minutes. This is actually, you know what, DQ talking about Sonny.
Speaking of the rookies, Sonny Styles gets his first action, and only one series. What did you see from him? And then also, what did you see from Robert Henry as well?
The second person, please. Yeah, Rob, got it. So I was just visiting with Sonny outside, and so it was like having a little sip today, just got a taste of what it's like and how to go. And so I wasn't pleased defensively on the first drive. I just felt like it was slow going there. And then I thought they got their feet underneath them and got going, but both sides, we started a little slower than I would have liked. And then I thought the teams, got rolling from there, and there was a lot of battling back and forth. But Sonny, I expect, good technique, good speed, and those are the things that he's demonstrated so far in camp.
So, I mean, you mentioned it. You don't know where guys' assignments are, who's supposed to be doing what in coverage. And one thing you don't want him to do is you start doing someone else's job. And then next thing you know, things break down. If everybody does their job, then things are going to go well. If you got a guy trying to overcompensate for someone else, then that means he's not doing his job on top of it 100%. So take it for what you will. PFF gave him overall a 71 for a grade, a 65 in run defense, and a 65 in coverage, and a 71 in tackling. What was upsetting to me was our depth, considering how bad we kicked their ass at the joint practice. And I get that they were doing their ones against our twos slash like two number ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have not seen a 14-play drive. They just marched down the entire field. I mean, that was definitely frustrating. And I'm expecting to see Sonny and Leo out there against the Lions this weekend, which is really annoying that it's a noon freaking game on a Saturday.
Well, will you be watching it, or will you be out and about? Or
I'm not watching it
DVRing
live. Yeah, I'll watch. Yeah, I'll watch the recording later. I'll watch the all 22 later. I'll probably watch that. I mean, I'm going to be probably surfing at that point because it's Saturday and I'll be back at the
Nice.
beach,
Nice.
assuming the jellyfish are gone. But I know a lot of fans were getting on Sonny. It was Linnell Willingham and Doc on the post-game show. Linnell was
Yeah, I heard
ripping into
that.
Sonny and just kind of going back and forth. And like before anyone gets a chance to look at the film or anything, everyone is just so quick to react negatively. And I'm not saying
Well,
be a
it's
blind homer, but
well,
I
it's
get it.
it's because of that one particular play. And you know as well as I do that a season is not built off of one play, one training camp play. But that's how they built the young man up. And he's the number one pick. So everyone is just like, oh my God, how could he do this? He's the number one pick. Hey, give the young man some time, like you said. Jitters, first game of the season, under the lights, in front of your home crowd. He had his cherry popped. How about that? And
Yeah.
now he's gonna get better. He's gonna be able to focus on football and not any of the other nonsense that goes along with it.
Yeah, I want to see how he bounces back. I want
Yeah.
to see how he responds to it's preseason, but responds to the adversity. And I've got passes for practice tomorrow. I know you're going to be out of practice on Wednesday, and I
Yeah.
don't think I can make practice tomorrow, which kind of bums me out. But Tuesday and Wednesday this week are fully padded days,
Mm.
and you're going to get to see a lot of stuff. And speaking of seeing some stuff out there that we've been waiting for, take a listen to this.
Two other updates on a good note. There's good progress on John Bates and Nick Allegretti, and they will both work back into practice on Tuesday. So
The only reason I want to go to practice on Tuesday is because I want to see Allegretti back out there. Because
Okay.
I did not like what I saw from Julian Good Jones or whatever in the world that kid's name is. I think he's slow. I wasn't really impressed at all. The Golban kid, Matt Golban, actually ranked higher. Let's see here. Julian Good Jones. Trying to find his name. Looks like I got to keep scrolling down here. Yeah, he was almost the worst rated offensive lineman, right? His pass blocking was a 44. His run blocking was a 50, right? And I understand he's going against the other team starters, but guess what? If Allegretti is hurt and banged up, he's going to be going against the other team starters.
With
So,
more on the line.
and
Yeah.
that's another reason why I do not want to see five out there. Because if Allegretti is just coming back this Tuesday, he is not playing this weekend. John Bates
Okay.
is not going to play this weekend. And I liked what I saw from Coleman. I like what I saw from Chris Paul when they were out there. Coleman was actually our second highest rated blocker out there. I don't even know who the hell this other guy is. Tanoa Tagoai, or I'm butchering his name. But one person who I didn't see out that I wanted to see was who's our other tackle? It's going to drive me crazy now. Josh Connerly. Connerly did not look good in some of the joint practice. He kind of got put on skates, and I was hoping to see him against the Dolphins, and he didn't play at all. You had Wiley out there, and you had, let's see, right tackle, other guy. You had Wiley out there, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the guy's name. I'm just going to butcher it. A guy that probably won't be on the team. So I do want to see not Wiley. I do want to see Connerly and see if he can get a little bit better, because he did do better towards the end of last season. But from what I saw against Miami, didn't look the best.
That's why we practice, bro. That's what the film is for. We always say people lie, the tape don't lie. So eh, the coaches, I'm sure, are in his ear and saying, "Why did you do this? Why did this happen? How did this happen? And what are we going to do to get better at it?" So uh, I got faith. This is we've said it and we beat a dead horse. This is the time to make the mistakes so that when a game time comes, you know exactly what you need to do to alleviate those mistakes. So I'm okay, and we won the game. So I'm okay. I don't like it, but I'm okay for right now. Just get better. Get
Yeah,
back in the playbook. Get put your feet underneath you and get better. That's all we can ask for, man.
I did a Fox 5 hit live from the stadium during the third quarter. So I'm there on my phone doing a live Zoom
Hmm.
with Tony P and my buddy Chris, the producer over there. And it's kind of funny because some of the fans behind me didn't realize that they were on TV. And I told them, you guys are going to be on TV if you're sitting right there. Because I couldn't turn the camera around so I could face the field because that's like an NFL, thing where you can't record from the stadium itself if you're looking at the field.
Yeah.
But seeing the game, we were actually at a one point where I had to stop myself from cursing live because we decided to go for a touchdown. It's like, I don't want to go. I don't want the touchdown. Like, what's wrong? It's like, I want them to kick a field goal right now. Right. Seeing a touchdown right here does me no good. Right. We need to see this kicking competition. And I don't know if you remember, Moody donked his first kick right off the freaking upright and it still went in. It was the opposite end zone your end. So it's probably a little farther
Yeah.
for you to see.
Yeah.
But good news is, talking about getting better, I think we did get better because they just released Moody today and Drew Stevens has won the kicking competition. And some fans are like, oh, how can you trust a rookie kicker? All I'm going to tell you is they both missed kicks at practice. I think Stevens actually missed a kick in the game, but there was a flag. So we got to re kick. But this kid, Stevens, has a freaking leg. He's draining and he had drained 60 yarders out of practice. Right.
Mhm.
Who was the kicker for the Cowboys?
I
What's
don't
that
know his
guy's name?
name. I don't know his name, but
You
he's
know who I'm talking about.
a great kicker. Yeah, he has a leg on him, definitely.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it's the same type of leg, but I have never seen Brandon Aubrey is his name. I have never seen a kicker in burgundy and gold make a 60 yarder that could have been good from 65 close to 70. And I was looking for at the joint practice to see them actually coming after the guys and rushing them. They really didn't. So I was glad to see them do that. And I know a couple of fans were frustrated. It would have been a 60-yard kick, but we decided to punt the ball with our backup punter. I don't know why they decided to do that. I felt like DQ and the team should have gone for that kick to test this kid's leg. But I'm happy
In
that
a true
that
game
bottle's done.
scenario, yeah.
True game scenario, under the
Hmm.
lights, sitting out there with, your job's on the line. Every time these guys kick, their job's on the freaking line. And is he going to be our kicker the entire season? I hope so. I just don't know.
I think he will.
I'm
I,
hoping he
I I
will.
I think he will. I think that they've seen enough, and they're gonna push it all in on him. So all the coins are on him now. So he is the man. Just keep
Speaking
practicing,
of
brother.
seen enough, is there anyone in particular that you saw something from like, all right, he's on the 53?
Batman.
Yeah,
Batman's on the
Batman was
53. He
23 carries
solidified
for
himself.
85
Yeah,
yards,
yeah.
3.7 yards a carry, had that touchdown on the 1 yard line. Robert Henry actually had statistically a better day, 12 carries for 75 yards, had a 22-yarder and a touchdown.
Hmm.
This is the point
Those,
where I'm kind of curious what's going to happen because the Mariota injury screws things up because you have to carry three quarterbacks at this point. I was fine with them cutting Hartman and then putting Kaliak on the practice squad, stashing him there because you got Marcus and you got Jayden. They're saying Marcus could be ready for week one, but do you go into week one not knowing that? Are you going to have to bring in a vet like I can't
You
even
go in
remember
the week, you go in the week one with Calamanis
as
as a
I don't
backup.
I don't think they're going to do that. I hear
I know,
you.
I know they won't. But from what I saw, Rally Captain's eyes, the kid had command presence. He knew what he wanted to do with the ball, and he did it. Not
Yeah.
like not like, and I don't want to dish on Hartman too much, but we all saw it, and he looked just a lot better. It is what it is, and Sam, be mad at me, but he just was.
You're calling
And
a spade, right? I mean,
fundamentally, he looked better. He looked more poised. He looked just in control. He took control of that offense. And yes, he's a rookie, but we've seen the ebbs and flows of rookies to where, you know, sometimes they look good and sometimes they don't. Well, he picked the game, and we talk about being underneath the lights. And the first game, he didn't wet the bed.
yeah.
Will there come a time when he possibly could wet the bed? I'm sure he's human, but his first debut in the burgundy and gold, he looked damn good.
And one thing I was making note when I was watching the game out there is when Sam scrambles, his eyes they leave downfield. They don't. He's not looking for someone to get open. He is just looking to run and make a play. When
Mhm.
Kaliak was scrambling, he still has his head downfield and he's still looking to throw that ball. He's got a pretty ball. He's got a good arm. And
Mhm.
from my perspective, I kind of wanted him to stop throwing. I wanted them to put Sam back in because I don't want another team to try and snatch this kid off our practice squad. And I don't think that's actually going to happen. But we're going to get to the point where, because of the Mariota injury, you may have wanted to keep 7 wide receivers or 4 running backs, but you can't because you got to bring in another quarterback at that point. And you had the luxury of possibly just going in with 2. So last year, I'm looking at this, we had on the depth chart Bill, Chris Rodriguez, and Jeremy McNichols. 3 running backs in September on the depth chart last year. The depth chart right now, you got Bill, Rashad White, McNichols, Fat Man, Robert Henry Jr., and Jerome Ford. Right? That's 6 guys. Are you keeping 4? If you say you like Fat Man, you got Bill and Rashad White, so that's 3. Robert Henry looked good. McNichols, you know what you get with him when he's healthy. He's banged up right now. You can probably stash Ford on your practice squad. So it's just those little things that are going to make it tough when it comes to getting down to that 53. If these guys, because odds are they're going to be getting a majority of the carries on Saturday against the Lions. I kind of don't want them to look too good because I don't want some other guys to be able to get ripped off our roster.
It's gonna be like last year's Rodriguez. They brought him in, they picked him up, they put him back down. That rotation is going to be heavy. That's what I see. And like you
So
said, somebody can pick him up off the squad.
Rodriguez was on the 53 the entire time, but you don't dress 53 on game day. So they
Hmm.
would make him inactive, like a healthy
Right.
scratch, if you will. So that's
Hmm.
also going to be the other part is if Bill is truly going to be that weapon out the backfield and can actually block, do you need a Jeremy McNichols? Right? Maybe you don't anymore because Jeremy, to me, is that third down scat back that's kind of one dimensional. If Bill can take on everything and you got Rashad White who can do the same thing, does J Mac not make the team? And these are good problems to have, knowing that your roster is getting better versus in the past, you would have guys that probably wouldn't get picked up by anybody. But now we kind of got a glutton of weapons, if you will, at wide
Mm.
receiver and at running back.
Hey man, like you said, it's a good problem to have. The
So,
guys who get paid the big bucks are going to have a difficult decision and earn their pay.
or if they want to bring us on as consultants, I'm more than happy to throw my hat in that ring. I've got my notebook here. We can go over and review notes and just kind of talk about what I saw and what they saw. I have a feeling that, they're probably going to say no to me. I do know that they listen, but we'll see what happens. And you can be watching the game live on Saturday. Are you going to Detroit?
Yes, I am.
Someone actually tagged us on Facebook and asked if we were going to be there. So I don't know if you replied back to him or not.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, this guy, Tim, I think he's a listener of the show, said,
Okay.
no offense. I only have so many weekends left at the beach and I only have so many funds. I am not wasting them to go back to Detroit. If we were playing the Lions in Hawaii, then yeah, I'm there. But
well, I got to get some Mom spaghetti and some White Castles and a victory in Detroit at Ford Field.
I did have people ask me, am I going to light up a victory cigar, even if it's preseason? Best believe I don't give a damn.
Hell
A
yeah.
dub is a dub. Victory cigar is
right,
coming no
baby.
matter what.
That's right.
So, well, you'll be out of practice this Wednesday. If listeners are out there, take a picture with Rally, send them to us. We'll post them on the pod. Love it when you guys walk up to us and say hello. One of our listeners just sat down in front of me. We were just talking. And thankfully it was the fourth quarter when we were talking because I stopped taking notes. I stopped caring at that point. So, and those of the diehard season ticket holders that are mad about the fans doing the wave 7 times around the stadium, simmer down a little bit, guys. It is preseason.
It's
The
preseason.
people there are just having a good time. Right.
That's
And
right. We've said it all along. The preseason is the time you bring your kids, and because it's so cheap, and they want to have a good time for the kids. That game was a very memorable experience for some kids who may have been their first time, who've never done the wave at the stadium, who've
7
just
times
seen
though.
it, who just seen it. So let them enjoy it. During the game, that's not going to happen. It just isn't.
Did you see the new offense at work and then the shush signs
I
that they
did.
put up on the
I did.
I appreciate them doing that. I kind of wish that they would flash it a little bit. And then another
Yeah.
sign I saw was the team is partnering with McDonald's. Did you see this one?
No.
So let me see. I took a picture of it. The team is partnering with McDonald's now. So let's see here.
Yeah. How so?
If someone misses a kick, we get free chicken nuggets. Here we go. Away team misses, fans get free McNuggets. So I don't know if they miss an extra point or they miss a field goal, we get free McNuggets. So it kind of
How
reminds
many?
me, it doesn't say. It just says fans get free McNuggets. My guess is it's a
One
6-pack.
One-
There's an S at the end. So there's got to be at least two.
two McNuggets. You see, I can see in the drive-thru right now. Can I take your order, please? Yeah, I'm here for the missed field goal. Come drive around for your 2 McNuggets. Thank you.
Hey,
By the
I'll
way,
still
sauce
take
is
2
gonna be
McNuggets.
$5. Sauce is gonna be $5, but your 2 McNuggets are free.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It reminds me though, cracks me up because you go to a Wizards game and I've never heard people yell so loud because if somebody misses 2 free throws, you get free Chick-fil-A. So they miss that first free throw, the entire arena goes ballistic. Like Chick-fil-A costs $90 a sandwich.
Chick-fil-A. So do you remember, obviously, who was it? Was it Papa John's?
Oh,
Where-
yeah, the touchdown
where-
special.
The touchdown special. That's right. How many touchdowns and you win, you freaking get all those toppings.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
took it away after that because they lost so much money.
There'll be somebody else who picks it up, I'm sure. Maybe Paisanos will pick it up, or another chain will pick that up. But that was a good deal.
Well, I mean, we got a new kicker now. Maybe they can do some kicking chicken nuggets or something with McDonald's or
There you go.
Figure
Chicken,
this
chicken. You just
Hey,
said it, brother.
I
If
like
they
it.
use it, pay it. Pay my man Ted
I
and the
could use
DMV
some
mess hall.
royalties.
That's right.
So sounds good to me, man. Well, I will. Yeah, I guess I'm not
Chicken,
going to
chicken.
see you until week. Well, yeah, I'm not going to see you till week 3, man.
Yeah.
Damn,
Week
it's going
3.
to be wild.
We gotta do what we gotta do, and I'm telling everybody that it would be lovely to go into the home game 2-0, or even just 1-1, nothing but a 0 in front. That's all I'm asking for. So guys, buckle down, get in that playbook, do what you gotta do, get your mental awareness going, because we need a dub or even 2. So that's going to do it for this week's edition of the DMV Mess Hall. Thank you guys for listening. And Tailgate Ted, Rally Captain. We'll see you next week.